Why did your friends run 2 miles while you ran 7.7?
Because they wanted to get an award. I didn't have to. They didn't have to.
They got an award?
Yeah.
They got a better award?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get an award.
No, they just did that for fun, so they could get like a prize thing.
Did you get an award?
No, because that was for PE. They just did that at the last recess.
So there were no rewards or awards?
I ran during PE, and then they ran during recess, so they could get something.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
And oop.
I don't know what that was about.
I'm confused.
In the middle of that, I got confused as to reward versus award. I'm like, they're both kind of synonyms, but they're sort of different.
Reward, award. There's a difference. I wonder, what does the dictionary say?
What does DuckDuckGo say? No. Reward. I'm not angry. I'm just typing for good radio.
And oop.
Award. I'm just going to go with one because there's like 8
Just do
definitions
the
there.
top, 1 or 2.
Award. As a noun, award is a prize for recognition of an achievement. So it's like a ribbon.
Yeah, or a trophy.
As a verb, award is giving something for recognition of that achievement.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the one that's more hazy.
What's reward?
A reward. As a noun, it is contingent. It is a contingent benefit for an action.
So it's not necessarily physical? Like
Right.
an award is a physical thing, like a trophy or a ribbon.
Okay.
A reward is not tangible.
Well, what if your boss said, if you work overtime, we'll give you a day off?
That's that's a reward. That's not an award.
Technically, according to this, but it could be just as easily be an award. You're awarded a day off. Maybe
True,
there's
that's the verb. That's the verb.
There's pomp and circumstance.
But also, like, my dog is missing. Reward $10,000.
And then when you
That's
give
a
them the
physical
the comically giant check, then you're awarding them.
Or-
You're awarding them a reward.
Are you rewarding them?
Reward as a verb. It is something that is given to someone for doing an action.
So they're interchangeable, sort of.
Wait, reward as a... Again, this is a website on the internet that someone typed this. But reward as a verb, it is something... Well, right away, that's not a verb.
Right.
It is something that is given to someone for doing an action. Bunch of nonsense.
And oop.
Where's he going?
Frankie's going in the bathroom. But he's going into the shower, not his litter box.
He's going to go lick the drain for 45 seconds.
And oop.
It's January 7th, and our Christmas tree is still up. But we're going to take it down.
We've got to take it down.
Yeah.
Because Frankie, I don't know what he was doing, but he almost knocked it over yesterday.
A few times.
Yeah.
And
He did knock it over like a month ago, and one of our glass ornaments shattered.
Yeah.
So it's just a hazard waiting to happen.
He's a Grinch. Is this the war on Christmas? But yeah, it is January 7th, and I enjoy it. But if you have it 365 days a year, it loses its speciality, its reward.
Yeah, we got to take it down. And then we can put it up October 1st. Okay?
No, this year we put it up mid-November, right?
Early November, like in the teens.
I'd say, well, the teens is mid.
It was before the 15th, so it was before the mid-mark of the month. It was like November 12th that we put our tree up.
That's not the teens, and that I would consider that mid-November.
Okay.
But I think this year we got it right. The year before,
Too
right
early.
after Halloween, too early. Yeah. But I will miss it. But on another note, we're going to get a sleeping bag.
No.
No.
A beanbag.
Being sleeping. What's the difference, honey? Your parents have a giant beanbag. It's
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 5 feet.
Oh, bigger, I think.
And
It's maybe 5-ish feet
yeah.
across in diameter.
And we were there over the holidays, and I said, we need to get a beanbag because that thing, it sat like 8 kids, 8 Fisher babies, or children, kids, teenagers. And I was like, dude, that looks like super comfy and fun. And just like we have a corner of our living room that we had Frankie's little house, his little catio,
Yeah.
his little perch. But it's not aesthetically appealing.
It's not, and he's totally scratched up the post, which that's what it's for. It's
Yeah.
meant for scratching, but it's totally torn apart.
Yeah.
He's gained some pounds.
What?
So he's
Well,
like,
it's been the holidays, honey. He imbibed in the eggnog.
so he like his body hangs off the
Yeah.
top. Where
Oh,
he's
that's
supposed
true.
to be laying. So let's just buy a giant beanbag.
Yeah.
And then he can feel tiny once again.
Yeah, and you want the kind that doesn't have a defined seat portion of the beanbag. You
Right.
just want a giant jelly bean that somewhere in the middle there's a little dip. Something is that the best way to describe it? But we're looking at, well, our window is 18 inches from the floor. The bottom of the windowsill, and then just the space is about 44 inches. And our door to get to our patio that we never go to is right there. But we thought, who cares? Because we never go there. And on the rare instance that you do go out there to take a picture of the sunset.
That's the only time I go out. Oh,
Right.
and to clean the hummingbird feeder.
Uh,
I go out there to take a picture of the sunset. But
Yeah.
we have there's 2 entrances, one through our living room here and one
Right.
through our bedroom.
right.
So it's fine if the one out here is blocked.
Yeah. And you imagine that this beanbag Frankie will lay on there.
Yeah. He'll lay on it and stare out the window. That's what he loves to do.
And we would also lay on it also.
Sure. Probably mostly Lennox.
I think that's wishful thinking.
That's my hope and dream, okay?
But in the end, it will be a vehicle for Frankie. But I welcome it because that corner it's kind of a no man's land.
Yeah, we've kind of struggled with what to do with that corner.
Yeah,
It's
and
Frankie's corner now.
It is Frankie's corner, but we want to make it sort of nice to look at. Yeah, so I think a beanbag is the way to go. Now, continuing on with the influence from Alan and Liz Fisher, when are we gonna get recliners for our sofas? And well, this is just my personal wish. When are we gonna get an 80-inch TV? And what was the third thing I wanted? Our large ottoman. I want it for storage. That'd be ideal.
How about you keep dreaming?
Okay, I will. Actually, an 80-inch TV that doesn't weigh 200 pounds. I'm built so. We get Walmart pickup. And with Walmart pickup, I use my Walmart credit card that gives you 5% rewards. You get 5% cash back.
And
Walmart credit card with Walmart online, and technically grocery pickup is considered online. So I have over $300. I think it's almost $400. It's like $380.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and that's just sitting there, and I could use it whenever.
How much does an 80-inch TV cost?
On the cheapest end, which is what our 70-inch TV is, which we got for free, which is another tale for another day. I'd say on the low end, $800 to $1,000. So within a couple years,
Can you wait that long?
I can.
Can you make it a couple years with our 70-inch TV?
I can. It's gonna be hard.
Good.
It's gonna be hard. I'm spiraling right now. I'm shaking, but I'll try to make it.
and
Okay. So we live in a condominium complex, and our HOA recently went up $30 from $265 to $295. That's over 10%. It's actually 11.3% increase. Okay. So first of all, how I was notified about this increase. I was in our HOA website login account, whatever, and I saw we had a balance due of $30, and I was like, what the heck? And I found out, okay, the HOA is about to increase on January 1st, this month. And I thought, well, I didn't hear anything about this. So, what did I do? As a grown man, as a grown adult man, I went on the internet and I complained. And I went on our little Riva Facebook kind of group that we're in. And I said, what's up with this $30 increased fee? And then another fellow Rivian confirmed it. And then one person said, oh, you were notified, it's in your email. But it was in a PDF attachment in one of my emails from our HOA. And I thought, well, would that be like a subject line? Like, that's a big deal.
Out of everything that goes on here in regards to HOA and everything happening in the condo, anytime you have to pay more money, that's what people mostly care about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should be its own little announcement. That should be made clear. Like,
yeah. We got a torrent of emails about fire alarm testing and dry rot, whatever happening.
And landscaping issues.
Landscaping, poop in the pool. It's just nonstop emails. But a $30 increase, over 10% of our HOA was buried, if you will,
in a 70-page PDF document.
A 70-page PDF document. And when I see an email and I see attachments, I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't know. I don't have time for this. I don't care. And I think something like an HOA increase of that significance should be in the subject line and the body of the email. It reminds me of so there was a COVID case at my work, and we got an email, and the email essentially had nothing in the body of the email, like, see attachments for protocols, and these should be posted, and you should talk with your workers. Number of attachments in that email about a COVID case, 18. 1-8. 17 PDFs.
Why?
1 Word doc.
About what?
Right. I don't know.
So you didn't read them.
If an HOA increase or a COVID case of work, it should be the subject line. It should be in all caps, and you should click the little red exclamation point. High importance. Like, this is a big deal, but hiding a $30 increase in HOA or a COVID case amongst 18 attachments. 18. Ridiculous.
And one lady in our condo group passive-aggressively posted on your Facebook post,
Yes.
looking forward to seeing you at our meetings.
Yes.
Okay, lady. Because
No.
we have not been to one HOA meeting.
They go on for several hours, and I'm sure they're fun and fine. But yeah, I was just like, no, put it in the subject line. Put it in the email. Send us an actual letter.
Well, maybe you should go to the meeting and suggest that.
Now you're talking.
Be the change you want to see
But
in the complex.
let's just talk about the HOA now. It's mainly the pool and the gym.
And
As far as facilities here, the gym, I'm there 5 to 6 days a week. You're there 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that it's a few hundred steps from our front door. I consider that like an ultra luxury. And then the pool, I mean, it's freezing right now. It's winter. But during the summer, you can't keep us and, well, right now, Lennox Albert away from the pool.
If not for that poop in the pool.
Well, that only happened twice last summer, honey.
The unknown culprit. Yeah, we would have been there a lot more. Oh, and then the fire smoke that was in the air for a couple months kept us away. But
Yeah. But
pool and gym, very important to us.
summer, we're all about that pool life. And then gym year round.
Yeah, year round. We walk there in the rain,
Yeah.
in the freezing temperatures.
Freezing cold. But other things happening is that our mailboxes, the condo mailboxes, get broken in.
Constantly broken in.
Yeah, like once every few months, and we get an email. And hey, the subject line says mailbox break-in.
And their solution is, we'll pick up your mail every day.
Right.
Okay.
So that's happening. Another thing is that there's a light in the gym that's been out for over a month, and I've put in a work order, whatever that means, via this website that I logged into to find our $30 balance. But it hasn't been replaced. So a light in the gym, we go to the gym super early, 5:45, 6 a.m.-ish. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. And it's dark and hell is hot, as DMX used to say. Yes.
And sometimes the trash bin is totally full.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the hand sanitizer and the paper towels are out.
Yeah.
Like, just general maintenance is not kept up very well.
Yeah. Another thing is security. We have security, but they're not 24/7. They're not patrolling. I think they're on call.
Oh.
If we call them, they will come here and shine
remember-
a flashlight somewhere.
Do you remember that we left our home at like 1 a.m. to drive to San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a little security car patrolling around?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they do that all night?
No, they make rounds. They're probably contracted to whatever 2, 3, 4, 5 condo complexes.
So they come by like every couple hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then another thing is that we, not us specifically, but our neighbor across the way, Debbie, has gotten porch pirated.
Yeah.
And that's a common occurrence in our condominium complex. So again, the lack of security leads to porch pirates. And we haven't been struck by it, but it happens here. So the 11% increase, 11.3% increase from $265 to $295. Why?
Right.
Where's this money going?
How do you justify that?
I realize there's a labor shortage and the supply chain, and let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden is in office, but where's that money going? Is chlorine costing a lot more? Is it because of the 2 poops last year?
They're still recovering from the 2 poops.
If there's 0 poops this year, will they lower it by $25?
Another thing I want to point out is when we first moved in here nearly 2 years ago,
Yes.
a little company came around and cleaned the outside of every window in every building.
Right.
That happened like June of 2020.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
So we lost our window washer, guys.
Yeah.
So what are the services that we're paying for?
What the hell happened? Another thing is that the HOA has changed. It's like, okay.
Yeah, new company.
But it's sort of like our home loan, right? Our home loan changed.
Well, when our home loan first got approved and then immediately was sold to a different company.
Yeah.
I think that's standard.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
happens all the time. But
Oh, I realize that, but that's still like to what, like, if an HOA deems our condominium complex unprofitable or low profit, do they sell it to a lower tier HOA? How does that whole work?
I have to tell you, I know very little about HOAs.
Yeah.
All I know is that they're a racket and a scam.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, how did they get this chokehold on American communities? How did this happen?
That's a good question. Well, you had a HOA at your previous
Yes.
condominium, but it was like 100.
No,
something?
it was
No.
very high. It was 2 something.
And there was a pool, but it was a small
There's a pool.
There
Yeah.
was a clubhouse, which I fainted in. I had a HOA in my previous condo, but there was nothing. There was no gym. There was no pool, but there was a lot of greenery.
Landscaping, I guess.
Yeah, it was really nice, and there was a river that ran by the back of it.
It was a creek.
It was a creek, Cripple Creek.
river.
That was the name, right? Cripple Creek.
I don't know the official name.
Cripple Creek in Citrus Heights, California. And I dug it, but it was like about the same price, and it kept rising. It was It
That's
rose like
the thing.
$10-15 every year.
And do you remember when we were on our house hunting search a couple of years ago?
Mhm.
And every time we were looking at a house, we had to look at also what are the HOA fees? And then,
Yeah.
oh, you don't know how much the HOA is going to increase by. That
Yeah.
was something you had to think about and worry about.
Yeah.
It's, man, such a scam.
Yeah. And with houses, there are Mello-Roos
What?
fees
What is that?
to pay.
Is that
for,
French?
I don't know. But
Do we pay that?
a Mello-Roos is is for schools. Well, that's a Mello-Roos is a special tax assessment district created in California to finance local infrastructure or services.
We pay that?
No, but
Oh.
homes pay that. So
Oh.
if you have a home, there's no HOA, but there is Mello-Roos. But as far as I know, and my mom is a realty maven expert, Mello-Roos is generally speaking for schools and a lot lower than nearly $300, like around $100, and it varies obviously. But yeah, $300 for what?
Come clean my windows, okay? And get that poop out of the pool.
And oop.
Should we stick to condo or should we Luna B-Day or Moist January?
Let's do Moist January, as we're both drinking.
Well, that's actually an excellent idea, lover.
I still can't decide if I like moist or damp better. But you like moist.
Yes, because when a real man, such as myself, with a deep bass voice says, moist.
Oh.
Well, in these stupid listicles and surveys and quote-unquote news stories come out every year, what words do people hate the most? And moist is
Yeah.
always high on for women.
Why why do women or people in general not like moist?
Because it makes them think of their private parts, darling.
Really?
Well, when you think of moist, what do you think of?
Moisture.
What about moist?
I don't know. Moist has never bothered me.
Okay. So, we wanted to do a dry January. And for those who don't drink alcohol, dry January is when, hey, I've had a good time for Christmas and New Year's, but January, I'm going to cut off booze and alcohol and for a month and deem it dry January. We tried dry January a year ago, and it lasted a few days. It didn't go well. But this year, we wanted to participate in dry January again.
Yeah.
And why did we not want to do that, honey?
Well, around Christmas time, so like a week or so before New Year's, you said, hey, what do you think about doing dry January?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I have been thinking about that for the last couple days.
Yeah.
So we'd both been thinking about it. And
Why would you listen to me? I'm an idiot.
I feel like for the last few months, I've just been like eating whatever I want.
Yeah.
It had more to do with my diet and health in general.
Right.
I feel like I've just been not really caring about what I've been eating. So
Yeah.
I have been overeating,
Mm-hmm.
indulging,
Yeah.
and so I really want to start eating more healthy and
Yeah.
cutting back.
Yeah.
And so, I thought I'm going to do that with food, and hey, let's go ahead and do that with alcohol as well. So let's do dry January,
Yeah.
and I'm going to start eating better in January also.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because dry January is generally speaking about alcohol, but alcohol and eating go hand in hand. I would think. I do think I know from life experience, but yeah, dry January, and you want to cut back on the booze, but you also want to cut back on just eating too much, overeating. And we went through the holidays, and did you have that Liz Fisher quiche?
Did I bake cinnamon rolls 3
Oh my
times
gosh.
in the month of December. Yes, I did,
Did,
family.
did I eat ham 3 meals in a row? Yeah, and it was awesome. Did we go to Peace Cuisine and Uncle fed us nonstop? No, speaking of New Year's Eve, which not much happened, but we went to Peace Cuisine, and then it was a lot of food, and we brought food home, and for some reason I decided to eat the rest of the General Chicken, and I ate the rest of the General, and this was sometime in the afternoon. I ate the rest of the General Chicken. And then I was like, I'm done for the day. I ate way too much. I ate way too much at Peace Cuisine. I ate way too much of Peace Cuisine when we got home. And so I didn't drink on New Year's Eve. But yeah, dry January, generally speaking, about booze, but just as easily can be applied to, well they go hand in hand, booze and eating too much, overeating, snacking, eating crappily, if you will. So we said, okay, dry January, and we failed once, but we're going to give it the old college try again. And then, so that was January 1st. Well, January 3rd was a Monday. And even though Monday was January 3rd, well, let's be honest, you don't want to start anything on a Saturday.
We did not. I drank on December 31st. You did not.
Correct.
But
because
then-
I had too much General Chicken from Uncle. Yes.
But I knew we were doing dry January, so I'm like, I'm gonna drink New Year's. I'm not, and then I'm done January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So we did not drink at all last weekend,
Yeah.
except for I did Friday.
Yeah. Saturday.
No, Friday night was New Year's Eve.
Was
January
it?
1st was Saturday. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you doubt me?
Well, I just doubt myself because I thought one thing, but I'm looking at the calendar now. Okay. That was Friday. Saturday and Sunday went by in a blur. I have no idea what happened. But January 3rd was a Monday. So this is our quote-unquote start of quote-unquote dry January. And in my 8-hour job, I just thought of, I don't want to do dry January, or what kind of irrational decision is this, or this is ridiculous, because we like to drink. But on the other hand, it's not like a 7-day-a-week habit. It's not a 6-day-a-week habit. It's 1 day, sometimes 2, very rarely 3. But I felt like a complete just absence and disdain from booze for an entire month was an overreaction. I was basically trying to justify drinking, continue drinking, and I don't want to do that. Yes.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Cut that out.
No. But well, I thought like, okay, dry January. Okay, thought me and you Monday through Thursday, and the majority of Friday, we have our
routine,
our pattern.
We're very structured.
Very structured. We eat super clean, whatever that means. But it's basically protein and veggies, either chicken and veggies or fish and veggies.
You eat very little during the day at work, and
Yes.
for the last couple of weeks I've been the same.
Yes.
And then for dinner I cook us a very sensible, low calorie, low carb, low fat, very healthy dinner.
Right.
We do that Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And we get up and go to the gym at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And we go to bed early.
Yeah.
So we have like a very structured, healthy
Yes.
routine.
And during that, and I would say it goes from Monday through Friday afternoonish.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When we get home from Friday, I would say it sometimes starts on Sunday.
It does start on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because we don't drink on Sunday.
We right the ship.
Yes, yeah. It's time to get back in gear for Monday morning work week.
Yeah. But our relationship from Monday through Friday afternoon, all we do is talk about eating and where we're going to go out to eat and what we're going to snack on and what we're going to drink. So it becomes something that I truly look forward to.
Well, it's just like, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this.
Yeah.
You work all week long.
Yeah.
You get up, you go to your job.
Yeah.
5 days a week.
Right.
And then the weekend comes. Friday night. What is your reward? What is your award?
Award.
What is your what release do you get? What relaxation? How do you reward yourself?
Release is the word I've keyed on and I've been thinking of. For people who don't drink, what is their release? And you can go out to eat, but personally on Friday, I come home, I shower. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay home. So if you go out to eat, if you go to the movies, if you go bowling, cool. But that's not what I want to do. My job is physical, not super physical. I'm not digging ditches, but it's physical, and I drive a lot sometimes. So Friday nights, I want to chill. I want to do nothing. I want to stay home.
We chill Friday night. I do too.
We're chilling right now. It's Friday night.
Even though I have like a desk job.
Yeah.
We never go anywhere Friday nights.
Yeah.
Don't invite us anywhere. We will not be going anywhere.
Right. And so I thought about that. What do people who don't drink do on Friday night? And I thought, well, people eat. Well, maybe in some families it's another Friday night. Maybe some people go out to eat. Maybe some people drink more than us. Maybe some people watch a movie or do drugs. I don't know. But I need some sort of release. There's nothing I more look forward to, or is it I look forward to more?
I think either are acceptable.
Then Friday night, afternoonish, 5:30 p.m. Come home, shower, and then we pop a couple Michelob Ultras, and we start chilling.
Yeah.
And we catch up, we chat, we play some music. It's usually 50s and 60s pop, because that's what I grew up listening with my mom. And then most of the time we'll grab darling daughter Luna or Lennox Albert. We'll drag from their rooms and we'll just catch up and chat with them and force them to interact with us.
Yeah.
And I like nothing more.
I love Fridays. Friday evening when I get home, we're all home together, the four of us. It feels like I'm like releasing a breath I've been holding. Feels like I can relax.
Right.
And we have our routine once again.
Right.
We shower, we get into comfy clothes.
Yeah.
We crack a couple of beers, we talk to the kids.
Yeah.
We do our pod.
Yeah.
And it's just a really nice way to end the week.
Yeah. And Luna spills the tea. And Lennox tells us about running 7 laps, which equals to 0.7 miles, which he got a reward. So I don't. But I find the whole thing, as I'm consuming alcohol, beverages, I enjoy the entire ritual, and I find it amusing and funny, and it's entertaining, and I love it. So back to what I was saying. I was like, dry January.
Yeah, I think Monday you texted me during the workday and you said, what do you think about doing moist January?
You mean moist January?
Moist.
What was the other word? Damp.
Damp.
Damp, it feels like a basement. An adjective for a basement or like the movie Hostel.
Why are both the words damp and moist? They have like negative connotations.
Yeah.
Why do they get that? Slack?
Yeah. But moist, damp, wet.
Okay.
Soaking wet January.
No, not soaking wet.
Soaking wet.
We had a soaking wet December, and now we want a moist January.
Yeah. So we decided that we're going to come home and we're going to crack up a few cold ones, but we're not going to raid Luna Marie's nacho cheese sauce.
That's the thing is, oftentimes on Friday nights, after we are done drinking, then we just go hog wild with our snack drawer.
Well, what happens is we drag Luna and or Lennox out of their rooms, and then we laugh at them in a loving way, in a loving fashion, and they amuse us, and then we pod what we're doing now, and then post pod we rage, and we raid
Rage and raid.
the cup board.
That's where the nacho cheese sauce is, and the crackers, and the tortilla chips, and all the yummy snacks that you buy during the week, honey.
Yeah, although I've really cut back on those. You have to admit.
I admit it.
I would buy... you go to the Dollar Tree, and by the way, I bought an energy drink from the Dollar Tree, which is now $1.25, but $1.25 plus tax plus recycle CRV fee, $1.40 for a flippin' beverage, a frosty energy beverage. But what was I saying? Oh, I would buy $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 of snacks from Dollar Tree on a Monday. Be like, man, this is. But I would do that every single day.
So by Friday, you accumulated
there would be
piles of snacks, honey.
Bags of snacks falling out of our cupboard. By the way, when my mom hears this, she's gonna flip, and then she's also gonna flip about our HOA increasing $30, and she's gonna come out with, "You should have bought a house. I told you should have bought that house on Ironwood. Sorry, Mom." But what we are trying to do, what this experiment is about, all this madness is leading to, is that we are drinking, we are imbibing, but we are going to post pod. We're going to be very intentional. Like, we already planned what we're going to snack on, what the munchies are going to be. I'm going to have some Ritz. You're going to have a little microwave pizza.
Yep. So hence the reason why we are calling this Moist January as opposed to...
Wait, you mean moist. Yes.
As opposed to flooded hurricane storm January. Because...
Levee breach January. Oh, gosh.
Because we're allowing ourselves to drink a little bit on Friday nights only.
Yeah.
But we're also totally curbing our snacking.
Yes. For the most part. Well, like, instead of just going buck wild, I was like, what are you going to snack on, and what am I going to snack on? And let's be intentional and know exactly what we're doing. Jeez, it sounds like we live in North Korea or China over here. Like, what the heck? But
it's a tough life.
I know. But I'm gonna do Ritz. You're gonna do a little pizza.
What about your beer nuts?
I might go nuts.
Oh, and I just told you I want a big bowl of popcorn for us to share, honey.
Oh my goodness, darling.
Because we're gonna watch some TV when this podcast here is over.
A week ago. Was it 2 weeks ago that I made popcorn?
I don't remember when that was. I think it was a week ago. Was it New Year's Eve?
Right. It was after Uncle Pete's Cuisine. And then you looked at me and you said, "Do you remember how to make popcorn?" And I was like, "Do I remember how to make it?" You put some kernels on the fire.
Making popcorn from scratch, like the kernels on the stove.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. I've never done that myself. I microwave my popcorn.
It's very fresh, but it's so much more enjoyable and gratifying. Mm. But you know what? Speaking of food, you have recently began cooking pork chops.
Hey.
So you had chicken under your belt, and chicken was excellent. Tilapia, which was fantastic. Although, if you ask my mom, tilapia is fish from the basement of the sea floor or whatever.
Well, okay.
Yes.
We just were talking about how Monday through Thursday we're super on track, and I cook us like super healthy. Like we have no carbs. I make us cauli rice. We have vegetables, and we have a protein.
Yeah.
So we've been in such a routine, and I was like, this is getting so old.
Right.
We need something new, because it's like, it's fish, it's chicken.
Yeah. I was fine with the same thing every day, but you wanted a change up.
I needed something different. So I thought, how about pork chops?
Yeah.
Like very low fat.
Yeah.
like still
It depends
trying to
on-
be pretty
yeah.
lean and healthy.
Yeah, you grab the lean ones. Yeah.
Yes. And so the last 2 weeks I've made that for us.
Yeah.
Just one night a week.
Yeah.
Because every night I try to do something different.
Did you watch any YouTubes or look
No.
at recipes, or you just
I just winged
you
it.
winged it?
I winged it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the first week was good. Second week, which was
2
a
nights
day
ago.
2 nights ago, fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been added to our arsenal of on track proteins. When are we gonna move on to red meat, honey? Because you're scared to cook
Well-
steak, right?
Okay. Well, this is twofold.
Yeah.
I don't do red meat because I don't consider that on track. I'm serious.
Okay, Gina Mixon.
I red track. Oh god. Red meat, is more fatty.
Yes,
So
but you can get the Helka lean, right? I mean,
you can.
I don't traffic in the butcher shop, honey.
I just I personally don't like to eat a lot of red meat
Correct. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because I'm like a vegetarian light.
Yeah. You're like Luna, pescatarian light.
But you have been asking me lately to make a steak.
Yeah.
I'll make you some steak, but I don't think I'm good at it, but I'll try it.
Part of it is in jest. I don't actually desire steak. Most steak I find just, and you can cook it however you want, but most steak I find just putrid or just low quality or
Putrid?
very chewy or just not a good, like, you take a bite of chicken, you take a bite of your pork chops, you take a bite of tilapia. It's a fun time, but steak is so all over the map, and how do you know what's good?
Have you ever had like a really nice piece of steak from like a cattleman's restaurant or a Ruth's Chris or any like nice steak restaurant?
Yes.
And?
Morton's with Armstrong Getty.
Oh yeah.
It's fantastic, but they ain't selling Morton's at Walmart, darling. But
That's true.
yeah. So I just question the quality, and well, I always think chicken and pork, it's pretty much, it's good, it's decent.
Don't they call pork the white meat?
Yes, the other white meat, and then when you cook it, moist.
So we eat turkey meatballs, we eat chicken breast.
That's another go-to.
And now we eat pork chops.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have it in your arsenal to cook some red meat, or are you brave enough?
Vince has been coughing all over our house and all over my arms this week, everybody. Just so you know.
I have the Omicron.
Honey,
And
don't
thanks.
say that.
Now my mom knows, honey. So
Don't say, you know you don't.
What's my mom gonna bring up? Our HOA increasing. What was the other thing we talked about?
Your Omicron. That is not true. Stop saying that.
Will you be cooking red meat anytime soon?
The only red meat I ever cook is ground beef, and
Yeah.
I stopped that ever since Luna became a pescatarian.
And then even if you cook steak, would you eat it? Would you consume
Me?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Even though Gina Mixon says red meat is bad for you?
Well, it gives her stomach issues and gas, and she has told me that I should avoid it. But I don't like to eat a lot of red meat, but I do eat it on occasion.
Okay.
I will cook you steak, but I just don't. I don't know if it would be very good because
Well-
I've tried to cook steak a few times and I haven't done a very good job.
Well, you felt the same thing about pork. And
Yeah.
What? YouTube, honey. YouTube. The Google will lead you to many fine recipes. But
I'll try it.
I'm not dying for steak. I'm not dying for red meat. Like I said, most of it is a disappointment. But if you want to add that to our repertoire,
I don't want to add it to our regular weekly meals because, like I said, it's not on track for me.
okay.
But I'll do it. I'll just try it just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
For you, for us, for our family.
I'm not dying to eat red meat. So Luna's birthday is coming up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. My baby's gonna be a teenager.
She's gonna turn the big 1-3, and we didn't know what to do. And first initial plans involved an escape room because she just did an escape room with Eleanor for her birthday party.
Yeah, one of her good friends just had a birthday party a couple weeks ago. They did an escape room.
Yeah.
So she was like, I want to do it too, but then she said, I don't want to copy her though.
Right. And the most noteworthy thing about that is that Eleanor picked the most difficult escape room.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you pick the easiest, dude?
Right.
Like, you're paying for it. Well, you could pay. You pay for it. Pick the easy one. You could feel smart. You could feel on top of the world. And it turns out they picked the most difficult, and they didn't even escape or whatever. They didn't
make it through because a couple of the girls weren't really taking it seriously.
Well, there's many TikTok dances to be had during your 90 minutes in an escape room.
What content could you be filming?
But I said listen, if you do it, pick the, and she was on board. Luna said, we're going with the easy room. And I said, yeah, puff yourself up. Make yourself feel smart,
right,
and ingenious. But we ended up not going with that. And then, did you throw out the option of bowling, or did I? Okay.
Yep.
Because there is a fantastic bowling alley near us called Capitol Bowl in West Sacramento. Have you been there?
No.
Okay, I've been there once with Stephen Austin. Okay. And the people that we played basketball with.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a great bowling alley. Like, it's newer, it's not old, and it's got the fancy lights and all that nonsense. But I've been there once, and it's super close to where we live. So she was in favor of that.
Yep.
And then you booked it. What was the price? How much?
Okay.
How long?
Okay, so
I
booked it today because yesterday we talked to her and we said, do you and your girls want to go?
Yeah. It's going to be 3 other girls.
Yeah. So a total of 4.
Yeah.
So
would you call them the 4 Gs?
I would.
Okay.
So we wanted to know, is it just going to be the 4 of you? Or is it okay if Vince, me, and Lennox come and bowl in another lane?
Right.
Because if she wasn't cool with that, then we would just drop them and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
But you and me were really excited.
Yeah.
We were like, this would be so fun. And then we thought Lennox could bowl with us while the girls are doing their thing.
Yeah. Well, that was my first concern. She said, I want to bowl. Okay. And instantly I thought, can we bowl too? Because I know we're old and lame, and Lennox is your silly little brother. But do we have permission? Are we allowed to bowl in the same bowling alley?
Right.
But she said fine.
Yeah. So last night she said, yes, that's fine. She doesn't want us right next to her, but...
Right. Well, who would?
So today I went online and I booked the 2 lanes. Okay. I can't... It doesn't say, and I can't control if we're right next to each other. So maybe when we get there that day, we can request to be a little bit further away from them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I booked 2 lanes for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. A total of 7 pair of shoe rentals, because you have to wear the bowling shoes.
So the 4 Gs plus us 3.
Plus us 3. So it's a total of 7.
Yeah.
And that was a total, and then there's a $5 booking fee.
Yeah.
So that came out to a total of $150. And I paid it today.
Yeah.
I booked us, and there's no refunds, no canceling. So if anything goes wrong, I lose that $150.
Oh dear! How much? Any idea how much the escape room is, or is
the escape room was like $39 per person.
So 4 people, 120.
Yeah, so it was comparable. But also this way, you, me, and Lennox get to also go have some bowling fun.
Yeah, not too close. So Luna said, we can bowl, but not directly in the lane right by.
But I don't know if we can control that.
Well, you booked it for 10:30 a.m., right?
10:30 a.m.
Which is when it opens. Capitol Bowl opens.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's no one there.
I hope so.
And we'll grab the lane furthest away because heaven forbid, darling stepdad and darling mom.
Okay, are we not so cute and cool?
We're the coolest. We're the
So-
cutest.
Who would not want us to be near them? Who
In
would
fact,
not be proud?
I will quote Luna Marie, who we tried to book for this pod, but
Luna never wants to be on the pod. We ask her
Right.
every week.
yeah.
I said it was okay to be by us,
To what?
but it worked my mouth.
To what?
She's correct.
It was okay for you guys.
Directly in the lane right next to you?
Yeah.
Well, holy Toledo.
I'm sorry. We're sorry. She said it's okay for us to bowl right next to her. Okay.
We misunderstood.
But if we can be further away, would you prefer that?
I would prefer, but I don't care.
Okay, honey.
Do you want us to
Okay.
be in another county?
Okay, I'm sorry.
When I asked Luna, she was sitting on our couch. When I asked Luna, when I tried to book Luna, by the way, this is how you make it in the biz, honey, in the media biz. If you can bring the hot guests on Sean Hannity as a producer, you set yourself up because it's all about guests. Except for this pod, because who cares about guests? Because they're mostly idiots and boring. Anyways. But so Luna was on the couch and I asked her to be on the pod, and she seemed to shrink or recede into the couch.
Yeah.
She's not all about that. She's not all about that pod life. So we can bowl, preferably 40 feet away, but if need be, in close proximity.
Honey,
Yes.
when you were 12 or 13,
Yes.
did you think your parents were cool or
No.
embarrassing?
Wow. Again, my mom's going to yell about the HOA, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the other thing.
You don't have to answer this question.
Oh, well, it's typical.
You know what?
I'm not a teenager in their view of their parents and their dorky little brother. It is what it is.
Yeah, totally. I mean, my parents listen too, and I think it's. I don't take it personally.
No.
Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Kids don't want their parents around.
Right. And that's completely cool. But I will quote Luna Marie. She said, her friend said, Luna said, her friend said, if their parents die, okay, that's a thought. Everyone calm down. But this is all theoretical. We're all just playing make-believe. But they said if their parents die, they would want to come and live with us, honey.
And they're welcome.
Me and you.
We'll adopt all of them.
And I thought a higher compliment I could not have.
Right.
So how her birthday party is going to go is Friday night. We'll hang out here.
Friday night, the girls shall arrive.
Yeah.
We will order pizza or something.
We're going to do pizza because last time we did sushi and it was like $70. And since they're doing bowling on Saturday,
Yeah.
We'll do Little Caesars and spend about 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And then Luna will ban us to our bedroom. Well, we will drink Michelob Ultras and watch NSYNC videos and text Carrie Lewis about how JC Chasez was done wrong. And that will be our Friday night. And then we give the girls the living room.
Yeah.
And we say, here's our television, here's our 70-inch TV, and commit copyright infringement if you want.
Watch all the Leonardo DiCaprio movies you want.
All of them. And me and you will stay in our bedroom. Although last time we were too loud. And Luna multiple times. Well, you know what? Position switch, role switch. She became the parent. We became the unruly children. And she multiple times was like, can you guys keep it down? And we were like, sorry. And then Saturday.
Bowling.
Bowling. Well, are you going to whip up some Egg McMuffins in the kitchen
Heck
like
yeah.
last time?
Heck yeah.
Those are a winner. And then we'll do bowling at 10:30 when they open.
Yep.
So for 90 minutes till noon.
10:30 to noon. And then I texted the moms today and I said I can bring them home after. Yeah. Or they can just come back and hang out with us in the afternoon if you don't need them home right away.
Yeah.
So let me know.
What was or they haven't responded yet?
One mom sent me a thumbs up emoji.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Because you gave her 2 options.
I know.
First of all, what? I'm not even going to go there.
Okay.
Ask me about it later.
Oh, okay.
But I do like that we give them our home and they commit piracy.
Honey.
I'm sorry. And then we go bowling and then we say, okay, it's time to go now. I do like that aspect.
Okay.
Because I used to be a kid, honey. I used to be a child. And I remember the day after was always like, when's my mom going to come over? When should I go home? And it became this kind of opaque, nebulous time of hours where you didn't know what was happening.
It's like when you're at the club and then the lights come on.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is over.
Mm-hmm.
The mystique is gone. The magic is over.
Right.
Time to go home.
Right. And I've been twerking with this girl and the lights are on now and she looks like this. One time when I went clubbing with Mary Grace Kennedy, who's a lifelong friend, and I danced with a girl.
And oop.
Same thing happened. I was like, oh, this chick, she got it going on. And then the lights came on. I was like, she doesn't have it going on.
Oh, no.
And then Mary Grace Kennedy and I, at the end of the night, we were driving home or Ubering home, or I don't think they had Uber.
Uber didn't exist.
We were on our way home. Okay. But Mary goes, oh, so she was, how did she put it?
And oop.
Okay. Here's how MGC put it. Mary Grace Kennedy. Beauty from afar. Hold on. Let me Google it.
And oop.
Are you trying to quote Clueless, where she's like, it's like a Monet. From far away it's pretty, but up close it's all a mess.
That's the vibe.
Yeah.
But the actual quote.
And oop.
She said, beauty from afar, but up close, far from beauty.
Oh.
Something like that.
It's like a play on words.
Right. She was very William Shakespearean. Anyways. Bowling with Luna Marie and the 4Gs. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I hope they all have fun. I hope Luna has a really good birthday. It's a big one, 13. She's a teenager, so that's exciting.
Yeah. Beauty from afar. So
oh God.
you see her 20 feet away from across the dance floor in the discoteca. Mm-hmm. Beauty from afar. You're like, oh, she's pretty. But then when you get up close, it becomes away
far from beauty.
Far from beauty. That's the word. It's like Far From Home, the new Spider-Man.
Okay.
What was to encapsulate it? She looked good from across the dance floor, and then when we were twerking up close,
oh dear,
and personal, she was not the business, as they say. Anyways, we look forward to it.
And oop.
One more thing I wanted to address is that so we moved away from, we were living at your place, and we moved away. Not a huge, like we didn't move across country. We moved about 20 minutes away. So a sizable amount, but not to the other side of the planet. But Luna has really kept in touch with her quote unquote old friends. And I think in this day of the internet, it's not a big deal to move quote unquote away because you're always on TikTok or Instagram.
It's different than in the 80s and 90s when we were young, where you had to you could have talked on the telephone.
Right.
But
sent a letter.
But like being in person was vital. And now there's so many more ways to virtually connect.
Yeah.
I do have to say, though, the close friends who are still in the same neighborhood together, they get together in person more often.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of hard for Luna to see.
Yeah.
But she has still, like, I'm impressed and amazed that they've kept, their group is kept so tight.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I hope they continue to be friends.
Yeah.
I hope that she can keep this group of friends and then make, or like keep her new friends here in this area where we live. I think that would be really good for her. But
yeah,
it's different now. There's so many more ways to keep in touch. They have all these social media apps that they're all connected on, and they text and they Zoom call, and
right,
it's different.
Yeah, and I remember my old coworker Chris Lum. His wife recently passed due to cancer. Rest in power, Marisol Mendez. But I remember him, and this was when we worked for Pac Bell, just to throw a timestamp on it, when we worked for Pacific Bell Internet. But he's 7-ish years older, so a little older than me, not a ton older than me. But so I was younger than him. But remember AOL Instant Messenger, honey?
Yeah.
AIM, as they call it. He would have his AIM up. I would have we all had AIM back in the day. But I remember going to his desk and we were just chit-chatting, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey man, how do you keep in touch with your friends from high school? How do you keep in touch with your boys? And he pointed at his AIM buddy list on his desktop computer at Pacific Bell Internet, and he said, This is how I keep in touch with my boys now. And I thought, okay, well, that's something. But more and more, yeah, absolutely.
And especially because we live a 20-minute drive away.
Yeah.
So it's totally feasible for, like, we've had many sleepovers. The girls have come here. We've driven Luna there. So it's totally doable. Yeah. It's not a huge deal. It's not like an hours long drive.
Right. Like I have friends who live across the country, well, all over the country. And I'm 44 now, but it's very different. But I think the close proximity plus the internet. Definitely. It's different and it's good. Ultimately, it's a positive that she can stay so tight with the 4Gs, as we call them.
And oop.
Len.
Yeah.
Come here. Do you have any fun facts? Any hot takes? Anything?
Final thoughts. Deep impressions.
Thoughts, feelings, comments, reflections, observations, notes, ideas.
What's going on in the world?
I don't know.
It's good stuff.
And oop.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really.
Did you just kill a gnat?
No, it's not a gnat. It's too often. It's just a fluff from one of our freaking duvet down whatevers.
Is it Frankie's fur?
It is not Frankie's fur. Thank goodness. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Stamps.com. We don't have a promo code for Stamps.com. Goodbye. I love you. We love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, I may be looking forward to a stern text from my mom. Texts. Multiple. A thread.
And oop.
And sure, I may be looking forward to a stern text from my mom. Texts. Plural. Many stern texts from my darling mom. But I'm still a good person and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.
And oop. Ooh.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender?